All right. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the first episode of Sneaker Talk Jersey Edition. So, what this series is going to be I'm thinking of making it a quarterly series starting next year. And I'll bring on someone from the sneaker community in New Jersey, because I feel like Jersey isn't like looked at really that highly. Everyone looks at New York or Chicago or LA, but there's definitely people in Jersey that are, doing their thing. So I wanted to highlight that. We talk about recent trends, where we think sneakers and streetwear is going, um, you know, our favorite sneakers that released in that quarter or for the year in this instance, and then, yeah, get everybody's thoughts on it. So today, for the first episode, we have my boy Victor, aka VICTORGOTSOLE, aka Where is Estrada, aka I don't know what else you go by, but you could
Yeah,
I don't
Vendetta
know,
Vic, man,
introduce
something
yourself.
like that. Uh, hey, Victor Estrada, here I am. Happy to be here with the homie Mensa. And yeah, we ended up meeting at a Top Dog Entertainment concepts drop. It was when the Nike Cortez came out. A lot of hype, man. A lot of people. We both came early, but unfortunately, the zoo that you undergo in the city, nothing's ever
Yeah,
promised. You can be number one online right before the store opens and end up 30th in line. So
yeah.
it was a great drop.
But we
We
still
both.
got everything though.
We still ate. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
it could have been a little better. But it is what it
for
is,
sure.
and happy to be here. That's just what it is.
We're all right. So, just to get like a little intro on yourself. So, when did you like first? I know you're younger than me. You're probably like what, 20, what, 21?
Yeah, only 21, man. I'm turning 22 in
21,
February.
and you've been, listen, I'm 26, but you've been doing this for how long now?
It all started in like 2011, like basically
Mm,
like when it was just groundbreaking. I ended up walking into a family member's closet, like basically just looking around, just flooded in sneakers, and I just always wanted to know why people had a passion for sneakers and having so
mhm,
many pairs that they don't even end up wearing and stuff like that.
right.
And like I asked my cousin the ropes, and like he gave me a free pair of last shot 14s, and then he told me either
Ooh,
just you can flip them, you can wear them, you can do whatever you want. But if you like try to trade something better, adding cash, figure it out. And I was like, if we can do it, started it all for me.
okay. So 2011. So I know like you recently have been buying like older collections. Dunks have gone back in the limelight, which we're going to talk about later. But were you around during like the big dunk hype, or was that a little bit like when it was dying down?
The thing is like just like every phase, like things get hot, the trend is all in,
Mm,
and then it just starts slowly fading away. And like when I
mm,
ended up jumping into dunks, my first pair of dunks was Newcastle SB. I mean,
mm.
great pair for sure, man.
The
Travis
Travises,
wore
you
them.
mean?
They exploded. Yeah, the little
Yeah.
Travis effect, the classic Travis effect. I ended up getting them for like $75 off a local. I was still grade school size.
Sheesh.
So finding a pair size 7.5 wasn't too easy. I ended up finding a local that was selling me a pair of nice Nike SB Brutes and a pair of Nike
Mm,
SB Newcastles for 150 together. And that's something that I don't know if we're ever gonna see ever again. So
probably not, to be honest.
and like
That
when I
is
was in the SB
crazy.
hype, like don't get me wrong, like SBs were never as popping. Like you would literally offer a pair of SBs for a retro and people would be like, yo, get out of my face. Like I don't
Right.
wear dunks, I don't wear any of that. And then
Hmm.
now we're just in a time, 2020. The hype kind of started around, I would say like late 2018. It started getting a little
Right.
reckless, like the
When the
surges in
Purple
prices and
Lobsters
stuff.
came out, I think.
Yeah, that's basically like when all the craze started back, and then everyone in their group needed a pair of Nike SBs. And
Mhm.
we shifted from loving Adidas Ultra Boost and all this stuff, and then now we just neglect the Ultra Boost. It's all under retail. the collab
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like it just has no influence on it. And like
Hmm.
now it's just people are not really liking Jordan retros unless it's a Jordan 1, a 3, or a 4. Everything else kind of gets neglected. Even the 11 kind of fading away here and there. So,
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. And like even like I was never really into SB. I remember I had a pair of, I think they're, I don't know if they're in the SB line, but they're like Nike like 6.0s or something. They're kind
okay.
of like it, but they're not nowhere near the hype or collab or anything. But I had got a pair of purple lobsters for like two, I think under 300. I think it was like 280 or something like that. And like that's $1,000
Okay.
shoe right now. Like it's insane. And that was like you said, like 2 years ago. It's just I
And at
don't
that,
know. It's nuts,
yeah,
bro.
and at the end of the day, man, it's $100 skate shoe. Like, I
Hmm.
don't know, like how people are paying all these chunks of money on these plain colorways. Like, I've never understood if you're gonna drop, like, for example, the Kentucky Dunk Low, the Syracuse
Hmm.
Low, the St. John's
Hmm.
Low. Like, these are plain $100 dunks with the most mediocre leather ever, and people are dishing
Yeah.
out $500-600 for it. Like, it's just baffling to me. Like, if you're gonna use your $500 to $600, look back down the timeline of SBs and buy yourself a nice classic. Because at this point,
Yeah.
man,
100%.
you're just paying for the fad. Like, oh yeah, this man got dunks on, and it's like this man can't even do an ollie. Like that's just what it is. Like we're just in a point in time where everything is fashion. It's never a passion. It's never a love for it. It's just hype.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
bottom line.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this. Just a recap for everybody, just like going through the timeline from like January till now for the year. So obviously at the top of the year, and like me and you talked about this briefly before, but the passing of Kobe, and you know I was never like a huge Kobe fan, but I definitely respected him. I always liked LeBron more, but it's like you can't hate the man. Like just you hate him for beating your team. Like he was an amazing player and always was just willed his team to win, to just be like, everyone get out the way. Like we make our jokes, he's a ball hog, things like that. But it's like, bro, he didn't give a shit. Like he was like, move, I'm taking the game over and we're winning. Like, and you just have to respect that and just how he was with his family. And like everyone talks about after his retirement, just winning an Oscar and moving on to do different things with his career, and like his little I forget what it's called. He was doing the like Kobe analysis, like breaking down tape and everything. So like he was definitely was, on his way. And for me, I feel like it was just so I kept saying it to myself for like a week, like, yo, Kobe really passed. And it was him like he's like an old player from the 40s that just passed. Like he just retired 4 years ago. And like
Yep.
I was coming out the movie theater, we went to see Bad Boys 3, and I get in the car, and normally, I turn on the car and I just like plug in my phone, but I like didn't for some reason, and the radio was on and it was ESPN, and you know they were talking about it, and I was like, what? I checked my phone and everything, and it happened. I was like, oh my, and like the way it happened too. Like it's not even like, he had cancer or like, even a car accident happens more often than that. It was the helicopter accident. Something that they say he takes the helicopter all the time, and then his daughter and then all the other families are in there, and it was just like tragic. And I didn't even think about sneakers at that moment, but then I don't know why something like it was like an hour later. I was like, let me see if this, because I've never heard of something like this. Like, let me see if this affected sneakers. And I go on and I see every like outlet Kobe like doing like $500. I see people on eBay selling like old jerseys from like 2003 that are in their closet for like 300, and they're like old, ripped up, torn up jerseys, and like I, I don't know. It was insane to me, and I don't know. You said you were like at a sneaker event when it happened, right?
Yeah, honestly, man, I mean, above all things, it was probably one of the most tragic things like we've probably had within the last 5 years and stuff. Like Kobe's influence, man, forget it. One of the best players of all time, without a doubt. I mean, the whole LeBron Kobe conversation is just out of the question. Like both greatness, both great players. Like the motive to win is always there. Like the leadership that these two players have is just absolutely insane. And like it's just so tragic because like you said, it was just life is precious. Like nothing's ever guaranteed that next tomorrow. Like he was just going to practice like with his daughter and stuff, and like a couple other close friends of his and stuff like that. And it was just so instant. Like I was at a sneaker convention in Jersey City. Out of nowhere, I have my table, whatever, and I just see a bunch of kids flooding my table. Oh, what Kobe's you got? Yo, what Kobe's you got? Oh, you got any Kobe jerseys? You got any Kobe apparel? And I'm just like why are you asking? Like mainly, I
Yeah.
mean, what I usually resell is like dunks, uh, SBs, Jordan retros, some like popular collabs, but like I never really ventured into like the Kobe line or the Nike
Hmm.
basketball line because everything kind of died out after the whole LeBron 9 model, the Kobe 7 model.
Right. Nike basketball isn't
The
what it
KD4,
was.
it's never going to be the same. Like the
Yeah.
retail is getting extremely high on every single pair. Like it's
Hmm.
stuff that just eventually people are just going to wait and catch it at the outlets for cheaper. So, I
Hmm.
mean, the impact is insane. I mean, I don't like what Nike's doing right now. Realistically speaking, I mean, they should just make sneakers like Kobe retro sneakers that are coming out, re-releasing and stuff, more available to the community. I mean, like it's just the demand is there. All that's needed is
Hmm.
the supply, and that should be met. I mean, at the end of the day, it's making Nike money. It's making the fans happy. It's making everyone happy at the end of the day. More money, more
Yeah.
revenue. Like, I don't see why we can't just venture into like some sort of pre-order system where like things are like
Hmm.
the whole Travis Scott stuff where everything's made to order and comes six
Hmm.
6 weeks, 6 8 weeks, 10
3
12
months.
weeks. Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
why can't we do something like that? Like, I don't see why Nike has to keep making people fight over sneakers, like legendary sneakers that all tell a story. So, above all
Right.
things, I mean, it was definitely one of the saddest things that happened out of 2020. Still feels unreal. I mean, not being able to see him on the sideline and stuff and like cheering on the Lakers and all this stuff. But I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know. It's caught everyone off guard, realistically speaking.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, and with that, when we talk about like reselling Kobe's, like to me, I respect anyone that says like, they're not going to because they don't want to, profit off his death or anything like that. But like the way I looked at it was always like everything's about timing. Like they even did a what do you call it, sneaker closets on Complex with Mayor, and he said like right after Kobe died, he was getting offers for like 100,000 for the Kobe Jordan pack, the threes and the eights, and he's like he just didn't feel right doing it at the time, but he said like eventually maybe he will do that because that's a great offer, and that's kind of the way I look at it. Like there's a difference between like you said, immediately when he passed, everyone's running to your table to you know try and buy out people. Flight Club and all these consignment shops were saying everybody was running through pulling the shoes out within an hour. They were all sold out on Nike. Everyone thought Nike took it off, but people were actually buying things up on Nike. So I think it's all about timing, you know what I mean? So it's like if that's the first thing you're thinking about when a guy passes, then like I can't really respect that. That's not something I was trying to do. But we're almost a year removed from it. I feel like if you can get a pair and sell it for a little bit, then it is what it is, because this goes into what people say like, oh, I hate resellers, I hate this, I hate that, and it's like the other side of it to me is if only the people that wanted the shoe got it and you weren't able to get it, you wouldn't be able to get it without someone reselling it. So it's like there's two sides to it, you know what I mean? Like if everybody wanted, let's say the Kobe Grinch just came out, that shoe, regardless of if he passed or not, it was going to be the same to me because it's such a legendary shoe from 10 years ago. So it's like if there wasn't someone that could resell it and you didn't hit on Foot Locker or you didn't, there's no first come first serve right now. But if there was that, if someone isn't waiting in line to do that and a reseller out there to get you that shoe, you would never get it. So, there's other sides to that. I mean, that's a whole other like 5 hour discussion in and of
Oh,
itself.
I
But
agree. Yeah, we can go on this like for hours and stuff, but I agree. I can't agree more with you. I mean, if the first thing you're doing is trying to profit off someone's death, like you got a bit of a problem here. Like
yeah,
that's just the lowest of the low. I mean, like you said, we're almost about to approach a year since it happened. You got to factor in there's people that do this for a living. I mean, every weekend is an
hmm
opportunity to make money for us. Like that's just what it is. It's
hmm
always hit or win, but I mean hit or loss. But the thing is like what makes me question this whole situation is if the inflation happened on all Kobe models, stuff that was an outlet, stuff that was never desirable, stuff like this, like but that all like had some sort of correlation to Kobe. What's gonna happen when Michael Jordan dies? Like, is everything magically gonna become
yeah,
desirable? That's the
yeah,
huge picture there is about this. Cause like, yes, Kobe passed and stuff, like rest in peace, but like at the end of the day, he didn't have full control of his sneaker line or how things were produced or manufacturing. Like everything happened at such a young age for like Kobe and LeBron that these people don't necessarily have all control that they actually
yeah.
should upon like the
And
releasing of
it's
their sneaker.
like speaking of Jordan, it's like I think the other thing that, and we'll wrap this up real quick, but the other thing is Kobe's weren't, Jordans are known to be resold. Like even like older LeBron models, back when Nike basketball was high, was like being resold. So I think that's the other thing that rubbed people the wrong way is the fact that, no one wanted these Kobe's before. Like some did, but
Yeah.
you also got to realize like styles change too. Like no one's walking around in basketball shoes for the most part. Even like most like Jordans, a lot of the models that people wear, the retros aren't, they're basketball sneakers because he played in them, but they haven't been updated with new technology or anything. Like the Jordan Sixes, I was wearing them today. Like they infamously have literally cardboard under the insole. Like they're not, it's not the same. So I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But the next thing I wanted to talk about was All-Star Weekend 2020 in Chicago, which was probably the last first come, first serve in store. Like, guessing he's grabbing something crazy. Oh my God.
This is literally
Oh,
the best piece of this All-Star weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
oh my
I
goodness.
had to
If you
bring them
guys
out
don't know
real
what that is, that's that
quick.
All-Star Weekend airship pack. Oh man, now you gotta open those.
We
That
got
is a
these.
beautiful shoe, man.
By far, I think these are the most respectable one out of the pack. Haven't came out since 1984. So it was always nice to see a
Yes.
retro in this. So I just had to
And
pop them
if
out
people
real
don't
quick.
know that the shoe he's holding right now is actually the shoe that got banned. I know Nike ran with the Jordan 1 being banned, but it was technically both, but it was the airship. That's crazy. So All-Star Weekend 2020. Were you out there in Chicago?
No, but you good, you good, you good. Actually, man, I wasn't. I actually had a buddy who won 4 reservations on 26 accounts. And he was just like, hey,
Sheesh.
man, like, this is
He flew
before
out
the
there?
whole. Yeah, and like he flew out there, and the thing is like I have people in Chicago, like I got like people I've met through sneakers, like that I've gone to Lollapalooza
Mm,
with, stuff like that. Like it's just crazy what the sneaker community can bring to you. And like a buddy of mine was like, hey, I was at work, I got a phone call. He's like, yo, like I ended up hitting four packs. Like I don't know what to do because the time is coming to close. I don't know if the
mm.
different because the thing is like all foot sites patched it where you can change the name on the reservation right before
Right.
confirming. And like
Yeah.
it was a point where you can also just, if it wasn't working on the app, you can log in on the computer and then change your name
Mm,
on there and then it would actually work. So I was calling up
mm,
all my people. I'm like, yo, I got 200, I got 300, I got 400 for you. Like, I need you to come pick up this pack. Like, let me know what's up. Oh, and all these people flaking. You know how it goes when you need something. It's always
yeah.
and
We
like, and then,
disappear.
but when people need something from you, you're always there. But
Oh,
it is
you,
what it is.
yeah.
But I finally found one buddy. I was like, yo, I got you with 300 cash. Like, just come pick them up for me, please. Like, I'll change it to your reservation and stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, the thing is that people don't know about this new beginnings pack is that there's only 500 pairs released. That's it.
Really?
And like people don't know. That's the thing. Like the at first, like second the pack dropped at All-Star weekend and stuff. My buddy picked it up for me. Bunch of resellers had like basically like harassing him. Yo, bro, I got 1,200. I got 1,300 right now, bro. And I kept telling my boy, I was like, nah, bro, just ship them back. Like, let's just stick to the original plan. And now they're going for around 2,200 in most sizes. So I mean, at the end of the day, like retail, like still got the receipt and stuff.
What was
State Street,
retail?
Chicago. Like literally, the total after everything was just $386 after tax. Like retail was $350. So at the end of the day, I paid around 600. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a piece of history that people are just currently neglecting right now. Because the thing is like there's too many shoes being pumped out. Like people are running out of money. These just fell right under the radar, but soon come, man, forget it. This is going to be a huge collectible for Jordan enthusiasts and stuff. So
Definitely. Wow. Okay, so the other thing I was thinking about going out there too, but I was just like, I can't fly out somewhere and know everybody in the world was going to be there trying to do the same thing. Like, even going to New York is kind of like, it's kind of a hassle, but at the same time, it's like, it's right there. Like, paying for a flight, hotel, it's Chicago, it's cold as hell.
hell yeah.
Everybody's there to do the same thing. Like, and this was like you said, like Foot Locker changed their app, so it's like I don't even want to get into Flex app right now, but like
Yeah, seriously, that is just an aggravating like.
I don't even use it, bro. Like I literally couldn't hit on anything. Like I would buy stuff, return it after. I'm like negative 15,000 points or something right now. Like, and the people that have been eating keep eating, so they're at like 2 million points, and they're just like it's done at that point. They're always going to hit. So
yeah. I got what do you call it? There's local resellers, dude, in our area, man, who got like 30, 40 accounts with over 2 million points, man. Like I got a buddy of mine that hit what do you call it? He hit 26 pairs of Kobe Grinches on the apps. And like he put 40 submissions. He hit 26 somehow. I mean, and it's just that's like you said, bro. Like the people that are eating are only gonna keep eating because the points are gonna keep coming back after they spend it on the raffles, and then they're just gonna constantly keep eating. It's like personally, like I haven't touched a single W like this entire time. Like during the app change, like I used to go from hitting 10, 15 pairs, and my what do you call it? The only issue that I had was finding people to put the reservations under. It was never buying the sneaker. Like it was a confirmed 10 clip of almost anything. And now, forget it, man. Like done.
Yeah,
so
it's over. And like it sucks, but it's like that's it is what it is, bro. Like it's just crazy because it's like these are like the mall stores that you can't even get shoes at. Like I hit my first finish line actually I've hit finish line I think twice in my life. Once was the end of last year for the what do you call them, the Yisraels or whatever, that green Yeezy that I didn't even bother to pick up, was going for like $2 over retail. And I just hit last week the those like Volt Jordan ones are supposed to come out in a couple weeks. So you know,
definitely still worth
finish
grabbing.
line at least help. Yeah, I mean, and I'll sit on it or whatever. Like it'll go up. So Jordan one, we're talking before we start recording about every one that's going up.
Yeah, literally, it's sickening.
So
I mean,
it's crazy, bro. But with
the sneaker we got to talk about, man, for All-Star Weekend by far was the Chicago 3, the Toro 3 with the eye on the heel.
bro.
Every reseller was out there just buying like 15, 20 clips, like not even knowing that that the Fear of God triple black, I believe, released All-Star Weekend at St. Alfred.
It was the what do you call it? I think they called them the questions or something. They had like gray, black, and like cream on it.
Yeah, I actually think, yeah, dude, and like San Alfred, it was like a first come, first serve at San Alfred, like for these
And he
fear
was
gods.
there. I think
And all
Jerry
these
was there.
resellers, and yeah, and all these resellers are fighting over these Chicago like Toro threes, man. And now look, like we
And they
basically
dropped
got,
in like New York too, with
yup,
Chicago
like
in the back. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, like in the position of a reseller, like everything is timing and knowing like information. Like that's all it is.
yeah.
Because at Complex Con, man, like 3 years back, I missed a fat loop myself. It was the Jordan one not for resale, the black and yellow pair, the tour yellow. That
Oh,
pair was
yeah. Those
literally,
were at what, like Foot Action or something?
it was literally foot action, just downtown LA. And like I was just so
Just
focused on
yeah.
other things. Like people were getting
My
like
boy
10,
got like
15
30
pairs, man.
pairs,
Like,
bro.
yo,
Yeah,
like that's like everything is knowledge, timing. Like if you don't have either, you're not going to be successful anywhere. Like
a
at the
hundred
end of the
percent.
day.
Like knowing, and that's what I keep telling people is like knowing, like that old saying, like, oh, the more you know, like it literally is like probably 85% of it, because it's like if you don't know where to go, what time, how, who,
Oh yeah.
whatever, what are you gonna do? It don't matter how much money you have. Like
Yo, yeah, that money means nothing. If you don't have the info, man, forget it. You're not touching.
it's
Like,
slow. It's slow. Yeah.
yeah,
So
no, I
and
mean,
what
take a
else came
look.
out? And then the quantum Yeezys, and you know that famous clip, the guy's taking the fear guy, the yellow joints, right? Was it the yellow one?
Oh, yes, it was the canary
Bro,
yellow.
that
Yep.
shoe's like, no, I gotta check right now. That shoe's going for something stupid right now,
I think
especially
it's over
since
3K,
Jerry
bro.
announced that he's
Extremely limited shoe too, man. Like,
bro. And that came out, I think, Complex Con last year or something in Chicago. Bro, that shoe, well, I don't really go off lowest ass, but like
yeah.
highest bid right now is like 3,500 in the size 10.
Oh my god.
Like it's last sale was 3380 in
Jesus,
the
man.
size
Wow.
7.5. Like that guy, like
He must be sick, like
he's
beyond
mad as
words. Like
hell.
that's
And he put the quantums on, so it's like you can't even flip those. And like I get it, everything's not about resale. Like if you like it, you
yeah.
like it, but it's like I also look at it like things still have value. Like it's stupid to like, oh, I really want a pair of white on white Air Force Ones, so I'm gonna trade my Travis Scotts for, like, no, bro, like you, like
No, I agree. Yeah.
stupid, stupid.
And at the end of the day, man, like people need to start realizing that these companies, what they say is exclusive, will eventually drop at another time. Like
Yeah,
if you look at those basketball Yeezys, they're literally under retail in most sizes.
hmm
Like,
and most
like you
besides
gotta
the
realize,
OGs, I think.
yeah, yeah, but like you know what I mean. Like at the end of the day, man, like people gotta learn the aspect of patience. I mean,
hmm
literally, like if you're not patient in this game, you're gonna lose a lot of money. Take a look at those J
Yeah.
Balvins, like those Jordan ones, man. They were smacking what 1,100 before drop, and now they're barely
Mhm.
touching $600 in the best sizes.
So next thing, immediately right after All Star Weekend, the pandemic shut everything down. Literally, like
Pandemic.
I think the Thunder were playing or something. Like Chris Paul was on the court, and like right before tip off, they're just like, "Guys, go home. We're in lockdown." I was just like, "Oh, okay." And it was like no one knew what was happening. Everyone thought, like, "Oh, we'll let this blow over in a week." The president's talking about it's gonna go away, and I mean, if you want to listen to that guy, whatever. But
Yeah.
next thing you know, like it's funny because like kids in college, literally they they went away for spring break and then they never came back to campus. Like that
That
was
is the
it. That was how
absolute
they
truth.
ended school. Like it's nuts. So I'm like, we've seen like from the pandemic, for better or worse. I mean, I guess for better if you're not into some of these like shoes. Like I think the pandemic plus the the whole Jordan Last Dance documentary, like retros. Like we talk about Jordan ones, but even like fives and threes and sixes, 11s, of course, like 12s. Like people are paying like $300 like locally for so many shoes, probably more for some people. And it's like, I mean, it's great for the resellers, but it's like for people that's just like,
Just,
I just want to get the shoe. Like it's kind of annoying. Like not
yeah.
even the resale aspect, but the fact that like all these stores are raffling every single shoe. It's like, bro, like some of these shoes don't need to be raffled.
Yes, yes. Like that's one thing that like 2020 has absolutely like gone down the gutter for sneakers. Like we're talking general release dunks, like Jordan 1 mids being raffled. Like wait,
Yeah,
I gotta be going crazy. Like I gotta be losing
yeah,
it at this point. Jordan 1 mids, like it's just sickening. Like it's almost impossible for even the reseller or the general consumer to touch a sneaker. Like it's like they're obligated to pay resale. They don't have an option. Like we're
yeah.
talking during the pandemic, like you said, take a look at the Air Force One triple white during the pandemic. You could
It's
not
sold.
find
I
a
walk
sneaker
into any
in
store, it's nowhere.
you could ask any grade school, preschool, men's, you can't find a single pair. Like
At
resellers are
all.
actually reselling triple white Air Force Ones at over $120. How is this
And
possible?
I
Like,
kind of respect it, honestly. Like resellers, like hustlers in general, are like, you're going to find a way to make money. Like you got to adapt. Like,
yep,
okay, people are doing, like you said, pre-ordering heavy, finding out how to get in all these raffles, like hyping up a shoe that's like a GR, but like you can sell it even if you're making like $50. Like okay, but if I get 10 of these, I'll make 500. Like
yeah,
they're they're figuring out how to make it work. So or even like paying on top and then flipping it for higher, what you would normally do for like cash out on like Jordan ones or like uh an off white or something. But now they're like, hey, I'll buy, get some kid pay like, I'll pay 220 and I'll buy all your Jordan fives and then flip them for 300 a pop, and you're lit. Like it's about profit at the end of the day. Like some people think too much about the buy-in price and not about the net profit. Like if I can spend 1,000 and make 1,500, like 1,000 the big buy-in, but it's like if you're gonna make 1,500, it makes so much more sense than spending 170 or 200 to make like 280. Like it's
yeah. And the
common
issue is
sense.
like the issue is with a lot of resellers is that they think that just because they didn't touch at retail means that there's no opportunity to make money off someone else. Like I've cashed
Man,
out so
that's
many.
ego, bro. Like,
Yeah, like at the end of the day, and like another thing is that we have all these resellers going for the big ticket items, but they forget all the under the radar items that are making
hmm
you more, or if not just about the same amount as you would selling a hype sneaker. Like people need to learn how to adapt, and
and
like
you'll
at the end
find
of the
more
day,
buyers too.
at the end of the
Like you're
day, I
not
mean,
gonna find buyers to find like most of the time, like that's why sometimes like I'll post just on my page just to show like, okay, I get sneakers at least somewhat consistently. But like
yeah,
most of my followers aren't spending, like they don't even want to spend $300 on a shoe for the most part. Like
oh yeah,
you got to take like your own personal feelings out of it. And that's something like I've learned. Like I might think a shoe is garbage, but if people want it, why would I not grab it to sell it?
yeah, I agree. Like some people put too much emotion into what they do. I mean, I've sold shoes that I think are absolutely hideous, but I'm still making my money out of it. I'm making other people happy. But what people need to
Mhm.
realize is that there's a fat niche in sneakers under 200. Like it's not
Yeah.
every day someone looks at a Jordan and is like, yeah, bro, I'm willing to pay 400, 500 for these. It's not every day. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to realize it like from a standpoint that they are just sneakers. Like these aren't making you fly. These aren't making you faster. Like it's just sneakers. Like it's just the passion,
They're
the
not getting you
history.
girls.
And this, yeah, no, yeah, trust me. Come on, man. I'm still in college right now, and I've seen dudes with like fake shoes, fried Vans, like fried Converse, just absolutely mopping the floor with these
Bagging,
women.
just
And then here comes
bagging
nah, and then,
everyone. Yeah.
yeah. And then here's Victor Estrada, just in his nice ass pair of shoes, just in the corner, just holding a cup, watching this all unfold. And like you don't see me just coming up to girls like, yeah, these are like $400 off whites. Like it's not how it works. Like unfortunately, I mean, hey man, if all these sneakers got me women, bro, I'd be the next Hugh Hefner. But that's another topic, all right?
Yeah.
So
Black Lives Matter movement was a big thing, this summer. It still is a big thing. Of course, obviously it's died down a little bit, but how do you feel about, every brand, kind of being late to putting this at the forefront, and like it's great that they've, if you go on anyone's website now, they have a whole Black Lives Matter like section, but do you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like it's it's impossible to do like the, oh, are people like genuine or anything, but it's like, why did it take now? Like this stuff's been happening for so long, and you profit so much off of like black culture or like inner
yeah,
city culture or like minority culture, things like that. And it's like, I don't know, is it, how do you feel about like brands kind of jumping on it now?
I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like unfortunately, it's not as genuine. Like it's not genuine. It's all a marketing. Like it's all a marketing like mastermind like behind it. At the end of the day, if you see like as a consumer, like let's say a general consumer who doesn't view it this way, they just see this
Mhm.
post like or this page and they're like, wow, like they actually support this movement, but they really don't. Because at the end of the day, um, you ask for like fundraisers and stuff from these companies, they just look the other way. Like you said before, this has been going on for hundreds of years. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, like your brand, your company magically cares about the lives of African Americans or people of color. Like it's just, unfortunately, it's not genuine. Like it's not something like I don't know. It's greed. Like at the end of the day, yes, they profit off minority culture and all these different kinds of cultures and never repay what they receive out of it. Like it's just greed. Like at the end of the
yeah,
day, like social reform is needed. Police corruption is needs to be put to an end. But like at the end of the day, it seems like they're at a higher power than everyone, and that there's no one that can
yeah,
stop them. We have innocent lives of Hispanics, African Americans, all sorts of cultures, and like everything is just brushed away. Like sometimes it can't even make it to court. Like literally, like things with concrete evidence are not being taken care of properly. Like
video
people like
evidence,
yeah,
DNA, everything.
like
Like,
I
yeah,
don't know how we can just neglect the evidence that's in front of us and act like it's not enough. Like we have people that are facing like life in prison for like marijuana offenses like
dime
years
bags,
back.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah, like literally, we have people like literally like facing like still doing their sentence of 20, 25 years, 30 years over like a couple bags of pot. So like, do I think things are ever going to change? Not really. I mean, it's great what the people are doing. I'm glad that like there's still a lot of people advocating and like not acting like this is faded away. Cause like at the end of the day,
mhm,
I mean, I feel like some people felt pressured to post about it like, oh, this
100%.
person doesn't support the movement, blah, 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 blah. And like, I just feel like everybody should at least speak their voice, especially with the kind of government we have. Like, it's just the corruption is everywhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's in every government and stuff, but like the way that our
Yeah,
people are treated is not fair at all. Like, not even close.
hmm
Like, all these reforms and all these laws and protecting certain, nothing. Like, the police is above everything. Like, all these companies just, it's going to give them more coin like at the end of the day,
for
man, like,
sure.
look at the conversation of LGBTQ like look at Nike's line, the what is it, the
Be
pride line
true
they
or
had and
something.
stuff, like they're just
Yeah,
profiting off like the LGBTQ community, like they're acting like they advocate it and like that they enforce it like in their corporate and all these businesses. But at the end of the day, look at how many hate crimes go under the radar and they don't do anything about it. And then they're
yeah,
not,
man.
like it's sickening, man, to say the least. Like these companies are nothing but greed. Like at the end of the day, like if something new like comes out of nowhere to advocate, best believe these brands are going to start releasing sneakers and clothing like regarding this kind of topic. But you look at the revenue that they make off it, and none of it is going to the charities or the organizations like fighting this. Like,
Or even if they are, it's like they'll say like a percentage or a portion, and it's like I get it, like you're a company too, like, but like at the end of the day, if you're a multi-billion-dollar company, like you can shelve out $1 million. Like it's
yeah,
you
no,
won't
literally,
miss
I
it
agree. Like the revenue's coming in every single day. Like it's not gonna kill anybody or any of these
yeah,
huge billion-trillion-dollar companies to donate $1 million or so that they can also write it as a tax write-off. Like I don't understand.
yeah,
I really don't.
it's
But
crazy.
things need to change, and hopefully, I mean, we can see a bit better, like just a bettering of the situation at least, like some sort of progress, like because it's
Mhm.
needed, and right now it's needed, like because things at this point can only get worse. So before they get better.
For sure, for sure. And you know, shout out to everybody like in the sneaker community that's like giving back and like using their platforms and everything like that. Especially at like the corporate level or like, you know, these mom and pop shop boutiques and everything like that. So
I agree.
um okay, and then the last thing for the timeline would be Jerry Lorenzo going to Adidas. So first when I saw it, I was like, okay, I remember like there were some rumors like when we talked about the shoe he put out at All-Star Weekend where like Nike might have gave him some flack because he was basically mirroring like a Allen Iverson
Yep.
old campaign or something like that, and it was like it was super dope, but it's like it's Reebok. Nike doesn't play that. Like Reebok is owned by Adidas even, so like it was a whole problem. And then like some phone call leaked about, you know, things he wanted to do with Nike going forward, and then them like changing their mind. And like I don't know. I know everyone compares this to like, oh, Kanye leaving and Nike is letting talent just go, and it's like Nike at the end of the day, it's like it's such a behemoth that it's like it doesn't matter what they do. Like people are going to buy it. So and they have, you know, they still have Virgil, they still have Travis, they still have, you know, all these guys are bringing in. So to me, it's like I respect anyone leaving a company and like no matter what success they can bring you, and then going where you want to have like artistic expression. Like I don't think anyone thinks like the Adidas Yeezy is better than the Nike Yeezy, but you know, look at what he was able to do with Adidas. Like it's I think the 350 V2 is going to like already is like a top five Adidas shoe ever. Like if you think about it, of all time, like you throw the Superstar in there, the Samba, the Shell Toes, the Stan Smith, stuff like that. Like the Yeezy 350 V2, which people are still buying like in mass, is like it's there, and he's put out so many models. It's a fresh new silhouette, things like that. So with Jerry, the interesting thing to me was the fact that they put him as like the head of like creative director of like Adidas basketball, which obviously there is somewhere they're like kind of like dropping the ball as far as like James Harden, Dame Lillard, and all these guys. No one's really buying those shoes, I don't think, but I don't know where he's going to go with that because the Airfare God 1 with Nike was technically a basketball shoe, but like who really hooped in it besides like PJ Tucker, and that's because he got seeded a pair. Like
Yeah.
and he plays in everything. Like he played in freaking Red Octobers. Like
Yeah, yeah. At the
I
end
don't
of the
know
day,
where it's gonna go.
the issue is with Nike is that they're not allowing their what do you call it? The people that are joining their lines and stuff enough power to design what they actually want to design. They have way too much
Mhm.
power over like what the people have to release, or they're just giving people just poor silhouettes. I mean, look at Drake. Unbelievable, man. One of the
Yeah,
best, like not one of the best artists of our
and the
time,
biggest
I would say.
artist ever. No, it's true.
And like and this man's sneakers are not reselling. Like they're giving him Jordan 8 models to work on, Jordan 12 models to work on. Give this man a Jordan 1. We had J
Yeah.
Balvin get a Jordan 1 before before Drake, or like why not give him a Jordan 3 that's going to release? I mean, yes, the Little
Mhm.
Wayne verse whatever summer tour that came out, like those had some
Yeah. I'm still
incorporations
mad I
like
couldn't go
OVO,
to that. But yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
not
those were
enough.
like a PE or like only like what 30
At,
pairs ever.
yeah, at this point, it's kind of just friends and family. But like that's what I'm saying. Like if Nike and Jordan was able to give these people more power at their own lines, like they would want to stay. And the issue is that I was reading like certain like comments that Jerry Lorenzo made regarding leaving and stuff, is that Nike was not giving him what do you call it? Basically, they weren't giving a guarantee of his like
Yeah.
contract. Like the thing is like he was saying is like, okay, if I stay at Nike, I don't know what's my last day gonna be. And like at the end
Hmm.
of the day, Adidas was able to provide him a long-term contract and probably a
Hmm.
lot more flexibility, like when it comes to like releasing like
For
Adidas
sure.
basketball lines. Cause like at the end of the day, man,
And
Jerry
he
Lorenzo,
worked on the original 750s, I believe.
yeah, like Jerry
So
Lorenzo has like this man is a mastermind for this, like for this fashion stuff. Like this guy could
mhm.
throw on, like he basically brought the whole sale colorway to become hot. Like this man was
Bro,
throwing sale on anything and it was selling
yeah.
hoodies, sweatpants, oversized t-shirts for like $60, just plain. Like, or now he's
Mhm.
got his little, essentials line, which is a lot more affordable, similar quality, but it's not the same fear of God that they were, So the thing is, man,
Yeah.
is like what Nike's got to do is they need to get it together. Like at this point, you guys know what sells, you know what's hot. Like just start putting it to work. Like I don't understand like what they lose out of like giving someone a better sneaker like model to work
I
on
don't
or
get
their
it,
own
man.
model. Like it, I don't know. I don't know what's going on at Nike, and if they continue with this sort of comfort, they're gonna get surpassed. Like eventually, I'm sorry, like yes, you know how you said like the swoosh on anything is automatically hot. I understand,
Yeah.
but could they be running out of time? Like if you don't give these
The
people
thing
more
is,
flexibility, forget it. It's nothing's gonna progress.
thing is just because Nike has such like a great back catalog of like retros and stuff that like first of all having Jordan brand as like a branch of your thing just like
Yeah, it's insane.
it's such a help for them. And then like they have a lot of retros of like Air Maxes will never go out of style, like Air Force Ones will never go out of style. Like they have such a great back catalog, dunks as we see, like
Yeah,
and unfortunately like since there's a value on this stuff, like I know people think, oh, let's band together and like decide not to like boycott. It's like, okay, you go boycott. I'm gonna go grab 30 pairs of these fucking whatever. And
and
it's
still
like,
sell them. Nope, I agree.
yeah, so it's we'll see. I think the problem with Nike is I think they're basing all their stuff on like history, but like other brands are trying to find like new ways to like innovate, bring new silhouettes and stuff like that. Like we talk about like Adidas, like all these other brands are kind of like New Balance is huge now. Like they're going after like I think they like Adidas still makes more than Nike over like the past couple months or whatever because they're not just oh we don't have the hype, but it's like but we're providing product in abundance, like it's affordable, like your regular uncle's gonna buy it, like that type of
Yeah, yeah,
thing. Like they're trying to move sales that way. Like I feel like it's similar to like Xbox and PlayStation. Like people's like, oh, everyone's buying the PlayStation. It's like, but Xbox's experience and how they're getting you to buy things once you get the unit, like this Game Pass thing right now. Like I've been on it. Like I've had Xbox for years since like '07, but like them just getting everybody to build a community so that you're constantly buying stuff or like, oh, try this game on Game Pass, and then when it's off of Game Pass, you buy it for real, or like just having that option. Like they're not just going after like everyone just looks at sales like oh system sales. Like there's a lot of more that goes into the company than like hype and memes and shit like that. Like people are just
yeah. I agree. Yeah, the whole like if something happens in the sneaker community, forget it. It's already on Twitter the next like 5 minutes or so. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, could Jerry Lorenzo create something huge? 100%. I mean, if this man knows how to use that sale palette on some clean basketball sneakers, man, he can do it for
yeah,
sure.
for
But the
sure.
issue is,
And like yeah,
and like, yeah. So like the thing is like yes, Adidas outperforming Nike and stuff, but like the thing is like Nike has too much ego to drop their sneakers at very low discounts. Because like end of the year,
Yeah.
Adidas sales are nothing like Nike sales. Like we're talking like $15 Stan Smiths,
Hmm.
$55 Ultra Boost that retail for 180. But the thing is Nike would rather sit on these products and like not make them go on sale than like make them go on sale and then just rally up a crazy Q4. That's the issue here too.
I feel like that, yeah, it's their pride. Like they can't. Like they feel like maybe it'll like diminish the brand, or like
Nope.
people will start thinking they're going out of business and things like that. Okay. So I'll just say like, X, Y, or Z, you say hot or not, and then where do you see it going into next year? So first
Perfect.
thing, dunks, SBs and or non-SBs.
I mean, me being a reseller of like older dunks and stuff, and like, yeah, I've touched a couple new pairs, but the thing is like, if people haven't noticed, the FLX app is already showing multiple dunk colorways
Yeah,
dropping on foot stores. And I
yeah,
was looking at
yeah,
the release calendar, bro, and like, we're talking low tier malls getting these dunks.
yeah,
So the issue
yeah,
is, I mean, is did Nike like react the wrong way? Yeah, they did. Cause like there's plenty of time more for these dunks to keep selling. But if you're gonna keep pumping out a different color or like an old retro every 2 weeks, you're only diminishing the demand for it. Because it's like, okay, I
yeah, and
got these dunks, but like I don't got them in that color. But it's like people aren't
yeah,
dying to have that full color palette in dunks, you know?
yeah.
Could
So
it
you
go
think it's hot right now, or it's kind of,
it, it's hot right now, but the steam is starting to blow off, and I don't think it's going to touch too far into 2021. Like I think like towards the end of the year of 2021, like by the time that all these dunks start getting pumped out crazy, people are going to be like let's just go back to the Jordans, and then it's like that's what I see because like I've been
yeah,
selling older models
cyclical?
and I've been seeing lower like the prices of older dunks starting to like simmer down a little too. So at the end of the
Mm,
day, it's hot now, but it's gonna skate through 2021, and I think it's gonna like fully. So I don't know.
yeah, and I think it also depend on the colorways too. Like we said, like the Syracuse right now, like 500, 600. Kentucky's like the Sambas even aren't going for that much, but I like that shoe, and like it's actually a retro from like 2001. So like some of those that are retros or like came out in a high or a low years ago and now they're back, like those I feel like will be okay, but when they're just like pumping out random colorways, it's like it doesn't have the staying power of, like you said, like a Jordan 1 retro that, there's history behind it with a name to it. Like Jordan, Michael Jordan is, at the end of the day, is the reason it sells. Like
Yeah,
it's like sad, not sad to say, but like that's how life is. Like it's not just what it looks like, it's who's attached to it, right? Like what do you think about SB dunks then? Because those are, even though they're coming out a lot more than they were years ago, the collabs are there, the energy's behind it, and like we said, like they're impossible to get because they're mostly only at skate shops, sometimes on sneakers app, but like they're not at Foot Locker, they're not, they're raffle only. Like how do we feel about SB dunks?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, the future's looking bright. I mean, look at the Sean Silvers. Like everybody was like, "No, I'm not paying more than 400 for a shoe with the snowflake on the toe box," and then now
Yeah,
they're at
okay.
8 to 900. But the thing
Yeah,
is like what Nike needs to do is they got to start making these more available, or like at least like not fully available. You know what I'm saying? But the issue is that
at
the
least like
consumer,
high
yeah,
tier
yeah, like
stores.
the thing is like the consumer is sick and tired of all these raffles. Like you're just burning people out because it's another raffle you enter. You enter 10, 15 different places, L every time. You think you're gonna have the same
Yeah, no,
motivation to keep trying for this sneaker? No way. Yeah, like the thing is
that's
like
bad.
with this SB dunk stuff is like, yeah, the dunks being pumped out are great. The collabs are great. The creativity is amazing. But the issue is if the general consumer takes a loss every time, what makes you think that they're just gonna keep wanting to try at these raffles or that the hype's gonna remain? I mean, every time I see a collab, man, it's like, oh, another nice Nike SB. I'm not gonna touch for retail. Like that's what
Yeah.
it is. Because you
I
look at these
haven't I
skate
haven't
shops.
gotten one for retail yet.
Yo, no, me neither. And like the thing is like I don't wanna have to like go to these skate shops knowing that like the second the full size run touches the store, it's gone. And then we're being raffled the pairs. Like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
issue right here,
That's
man. Like at the end of the day, like, is it
beautiful. That's
it
I
I
think that might be a best SB this year. I know a lot of people won't say that, but that shit is
I mean,
amazing.
I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of them. I did pay resale. I paid under resale, obviously, to make a little bit of chicken off or just even to
Yeah.
hold them. I mean, like the velour's insane, like the quality's insane, like the details are insane. But the issue is it's impossible to purchase. Like,
Yeah.
like literally, like we got all these skate shops in like Missouri and Kansas where no one like
Mhm.
doesn't even know what a Nike SB is. And those are the people touching and buying pairs and enjoying them. But us at these overpopulated areas, like the second that size
Yeah.
run touches, it's gone. That's it. Like, is this
Yeah.
one of the best? Like, one of the definitely touched the top 10 release, man. Like, we have not seen a velour on a Nike SB since the Bloody Sunday in like
Mhm.
2008. It's been 12 years since we saw this, like, this remake of the Mono. My fan of Skulls, not really, but it's a dope shoe, dude. Would I wear it? Definitely not. But it's a nice shoe to look at. It's dope. The quality's nice, but
Mhm.
we'll see, man. It depends on if
Yeah.
the consumers want to keep playing this gambling game every drop.
I think the other, I think the other side of it too is like the resale. Like, these shops are going through a pandemic. They're skate shops, so they don't get a lot of revenue and things like that. So like the whole back door, it's like, I don't know, are them just selling straight on StockX? It's like I feel like people just see it, or like they see like the one winner, like, oh, it's possible, and then they keep trying. So it's like, and I don't know if anyone's doing the whole like, oh, buy a T-shirt and you get like an extra entry or whatever, but I'm not doing that.
At the end of the day, man, like I completely understand where like these skate shops in the position they're in, because like you got to realize these skate shops are carrying Huff, Spitfire, like these are brands that weren't hot. Like the last time they were hot was like 2008. Like they're just sitting
Yeah,
on nothing but dead weight. But is it the right thing to do? I mean, they got families, they got a overhead to pay for,
yeah,
so
I
I
don't blame
understand.
them at all, but I'm just
No,
not with it at the end of
yeah,
the
yeah,
day.
yeah. It sucks, bro. Because like we're never winning. Like no matter what it is, we're not winning. Like the
Yeah,
genuine collectors that wear their stuff aren't getting it. Only the resellers, and it's because they're paying over box price to take care of these skate shops and then to take care of themselves and then make their buck too. So everybody wins.
yeah,
Not really, but
yeah. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of just have to accept it. Like you can't get every shoe.
yep,
Like I think that's a
yeah,
big part of sneakers in general, whether you're a reseller, collector, or anything. Like sometimes you just can't get every shoe. You can't get it for the price you want. Like you can be mad at whoever, but it's like
it's not going to
it
change
is what
anything.
it is.
Like at the end of the day, you can stay mad all you want, man. But if you're not getting them, you're not getting them. And I mean, if you really want a shoe, man, you'll pay the price for it. Like that's bottom line. Like
100%.
so,
Yeah,
it goes
it's up to
both ways.
you.
I would say.
Yeah. So, okay, hot or not, Jordan ones. And what I mean by that is like, do you think like obviously they're people are still buying them and everything, but like, do you think people are going to like slow down with it? Like, I'm seeing like it's just gotten so oversaturated, and some of these colorways are just so trash. I'm just seeing like I don't like saying, oh, certain people are wearing it, make me not want to wear it, but it's like I've been bought. I think the I think the Travises were like the last Jordan one I bought
Really? Yeah.
for
I
sell
don't know, man. Yeah,
for the toe anyway.
I can agree, man. I'm sick of it. Like, I mean, as a reseller standpoint, we're always guaranteed that markup, bro, almost every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the more they're pumping them out, like the more opportunities we have to make almost double off them. But the issue
Mhm.
is like, man, you're right. Like we're seeing this crowd, like all these Jordan 1 mids, man. I've been flipping mids for like 2 years, but now everyone and their grandmother is buying mids and lows to hold. And then now they're
Mhm.
crashing their own market.
The
So like,
market's done, yeah.
and then this whole TikTok fad where like a
I was
certain
going to
like
say TikTok,
like
bro.
yeah
Like
yeah
certain
like
shoes come out, and I literally say, "Yo, those are TikTok ones."
no, literally,
Like,
like everything is a TikTok fad. Like you see this one like big influencer wearing a pair of Jordan 1 mids, and automatically they're heat and they're fire. And like that's the thing. Like I'm just tired of Jordan brand neglecting all the other models they have to play with. Like we have Jordan
yeah,
14s that haven't been touched much. Just not want to leave. But yeah, dude,
yeah,
that's
there
what
it
I'm
is.
saying. Like it. And I'm sick of and tired of these trash colorways. Like they're just throwing anything on a Jordan 1. Like, will it sell? Yes, it's gonna sell, but like, dude, you're just deteriorating everything. Like you're just
Yeah,
overwashing it. It's saturated. It's I don't even know, man. I'm just sick of it.
I
Like
think
to
that's
say
the hard part about being like a reseller and a like me myself. Like I resell shoes, but I don't. I mean, I guess you could call me a reseller, but like I don't have like 50 plugs. I'm getting 20 pairs. I'm doing all this. So it's like I flip like what I can get, but
yeah,
like I also like shoes for myself. So it's like it's cool for the reseller, but then like for yourself, it's like I don't want to wear any of this crap. Like sometimes I want to buy shoes too, right? Like most of the time when people resell, they use the money to buy more shoes that they want. And if there's nothing I want or it's just like corny at this point, it's like, bro, I'm seeing like, I mean, not that I've been on the pages or anything, but you may see pictures flowing around of certain adult stars like wearing SBs and stuff. I'm like, what the like I seen one wearing a pair of Parises. It's like, what is going on now? Like
you know, like it's no. And the thing is like we
GQ is doing sneaker videos now, bro.
okay, that
Like,
I'm unaware of, and that's when you know, dude. Like that's the thing. It's like everyone's buying themselves into the culture. Like we're not seeing anyone genuine. Like, man, the amount of people that come up to me at these sneaker events when I got older dunks on my table. Yo, what's the name of these, man? Did these come out recently? No, bro. They came out like 12, 13 years ago, man. Like I
yeah.
don't think you knew what an SB or what SB stood for like a couple years back, bro. Like it's sick.
And that's the
Like
thing too, like I'll admit, like, yeah, have I been in this for that long? No, but it's like I think if you're gonna go into something, like you still have to know your history. Like if you don't know why this Jordan is important, if you don't know what, SB collab this is and what that release was like, and it's like it's with anything. Like I don't get how people will spend a certain amount of money on something without doing your research on it. Like you just know, like, and like I'm into like facts and history and stuff like that. So like that's just something I do. But I don't know, bro. I think like I don't know. It's like you said, like I think Jordan needs to like think about that because yeah, you might be seeing all this money and things are selling out, but it's also based on people that are into this because it's a fad. They're not going to be with you for the next even 2 years, forget 5 years. Like,
yeah, no, seriously. 5 years is too long, man. I give most of these people into the sneaker stuff, bro. They'll be gone in a year and a half for sure. Like it's just constant.
yeah,
Like it's not. The thing is like if you don't got the plugs for it, okay, that's understandable and stuff. But like you're not gonna want to cough up the resale ticket for everything. Like that's just not how it works either. Like you don't have like
yeah.
infinite amounts of money where you can be like, you know what? I'll just buy those for $600 resale again.
And I
Like
feel
no,
like that's why these like mids or like other colorways are getting bought up too, because it's like I can't spend, 5,000 on an off-white Chicago, so I'll get like a Chicago black toe mid for 180 or whatever the hell it
yeah,
costs and
or
keep
or
it
yeah, or
moving.
you even look at the previous retros, man. No one's gonna drop 1,500 on Chicago's. Come on, man.
Oh,
Like
I'm
it's just not how it
so
works.
happy I
And like,
grabbed that Chicago last year for like 500,
yeah,
like
yeah, they were
lightly
so low,
used.
man. They were so low,
Bro,
and like used was at like 300 and change, no matter how clean it was. And like
yeah.
that's the thing. Like the thing is, the way I look at it is like the Jordan 1 mid is to cater to the average consumer that doesn't want to drop the coin on the retro one high. But like
Hmm.
now the resellers are starting to buy up the mid, so the people can't even touch the mid either. Like they can't touch
Yeah.
the mid, they can't touch the high. So like at the end of the day, they're still gonna have to buy the mid because it's the cheaper alternative. Does it look the same? I don't know, but will it solidify people's like desire to like want to a Jordan, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Custom shoes. Oh, sorry,
ah,
quote unquote customs,
yo,
because to
ah,
me,
yeah,
to me, a custom is literally like you say, like a shoe surgeon or uh, what's his name, Kixtradamus
or
or
Mosh or
Mosh
not,
or
yeah, like,
yeah. Taking a shoe, you can do whatever you want to it as long as you use a base model. I don't care,
yeah.
but to literally design a shoe in a factory and make it look like something else and then call it a custom, it's like I
I'm just
can't,
sick
bro.
and tired of these designers, man, or like these people think they're just masterminds. Like you're literally taking a Jordan 1 base model that's, don't get me wrong, it's iconic and all this stuff, but like you're putting a
It's a
twist that's
layup.
not, yeah, it's not even, it's literally like you're going on Photoshop and just throwing a different little pick art like thing on the swoosh. Like that's just
People
what it
are
is.
putting like middle fingers, splashing wave swooshes, and it's like,
Or the Thunderbolts, like the Ian Connor, like Revenge Storms, but on a Jordan 1.
yeah.
Like, or we got like
Well, I
I
mean,
saw
even the
recently.
Revenge Storms was like people were going at those because they were saying it was a van. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
And like, but the thing is like, yeah, and then recently, man, what I saw was like the most cringiest thing was like I literally saw the Atlanta Braves cursive A as the logo for for some sort of like Jordan 1 custom, bro. It was
oh my
sickening. I was like,
goodness.
how are these people buying it?
So not hot. I guess we can both agree on that.
Yeah, yeah. With that, cut it out. That's got to stay in 2020. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see new master creatives doing this. And like, also, like, we can't leave out the whole like rubbing the paint off the shoes and like pre-yellowing them
Oh
to give them a
nah, see,
vintage look. Can we?
I actually like that trend. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, did you
I
see the
like that
Dior
trend.
one that Daniel Arsham did? Come on, man.
Yeah, that did look a little. But the only reason I gave that a pass was because like that is his type of art though. Like he always does like broken, like
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right.
unfinished statues and stuff like that. So yeah, I do think it is a little oversaturated. Like I did want to do like a pair of like I feel like I feel like maybe it depends on the model. Like, for example, if you want to do it to like Chicago's or Breads or something to look like an 85 pair, because like we said, they're like $3,000 and most people only have them brand new. So like it's hard to get. But like I guess when you start doing like I don't know, like what's like a newer Jordan one, like a pine green or something, like then it's a little like, okay, every shoe doesn't have to look, you know, like most of
Yeah,
the trends
yeah.
I can most of the trends I can get with is just like the severity of it. Like doing it on everything is like no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. No, you great points, bro. I agree. Like, but yeah, every sneaker, man, we
You're
can
not with
tone
it.
that down. You can beat them yourself. Like,
Yeah.
trust me. Like, just wear them. Like, I don't know why people just
Yeah.
can't beat them themselves. Like, I've
I
ran
think
through
it's
like
because
four
like
pairs.
I think it's because nowadays like the other thing is people are buying so many more sneakers and it's not just like there's so much variety and stuff to buy that like you couldn't even wear them as much as you wanted to anyway, especially since people are inside. Like you think about it, like distressing the shoe, like most of it's happened this year when people are indoors, like you're not going anywhere for the most part. So I don't know, we could agree to disagree. I like it personally, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
But again, like I think it needs to be limited to like OG or like when they have shoes that are already like vintage looking, it's I'm good on that. But yeah, I don't know the Dior's. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
iffy, but
yeah, but I mean that's hey, he's got more money than me, so
yeah.
and the
Then both
Dior's.
of us, bro. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
forget to include me in that, bro. Forget it.
yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about, like it kind of goes with this whole distressing thing. I call them the MoMA boys. So I don't know if you know what type of Instagram that is. It's like they'll wear like the Carhartt or Dickies jacket with the like a MoMA hat or like a old champion hoodie with like the cargos or like carpenter pants over some like
Yeah.
85 Jordan 1s or like pre-yellow Jordan 4s or like some random dunks that are like gray or like sail or like throw cream laces and everything. And like
Yeah,
personally,
that cream lace has.
I like the aesthetic personally, but it's like I don't know how I feel like there's no individuality with it. Like when I see a lot of people doing it, they all look like cut, copy and paste. Like it's take a picture of like they cut off their heads, they show their foot off to the side,
Yeah, yeah,
they have the same apartment with the plant, that same plant that they take a picture next to, and it's like it's kind
yeah.
of like a mix between like Shia LaBeouf and like Travis Scott. That's the way I think about it. But the thing I noticed too is like a lot of people that do it are like white. Like I don't see like Spanish or black people really following the trend. I'm saying I
I
just
mean,
noticed it. Like I
no,
thought
no,
about
you're
it
right.
today.
You're
I'm
right.
like, uh,
And like,
so
what's funny about all this is that you literally described the hidden NY account. Like that's literally what hidden
yeah.
NY. That is all they post.
Those
Like the little
accounts.
plant
Yeah.
aesthetic, like with the Jordan one that looks kind of cooked. Like, or you got these
Mm,
people just the famous cutoff, just the little Carhartt vest and shit, like that they paid probably the high for, just like a beat up one too. Probably belonged to like a construction worker and stuff, and like they're out
mm.
here flexing with the cargos and like is it high? I mean, I like the aesthetic. Don't get me wrong. Will it last? Not really, bro. That's definitely a trend that's gonna be like,
You think so? The only reason I think some variation of it will last because it is technically in that vintage wave, and like vintage
yeah,
technically like can't die. It'll just be like maybe like less prevalent, but okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then the last trend before we get into like just our top sneakers real quick. Um, different brands, and we talked about a little bit, different brands other than like Nike and Adidas like coming up. So we see like New Balance is killing it right now with their collabs. Like um Puma, I think, is doing a lot of business with like influencers and stuff, but like I don't know how Puma really like. I know they tried to get in the basketball with a lot of the younger players like LaMelo and I think
Yep.
what's his name, Terry Rozier was on there. So
I'm just about to say that.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Who else? What other brands? I don't know any other sneaker brands that are really
That's really it. Yeah. I mean, that's like
doing
in the mix right now. It's kind of just Nike, Adidas, Puma, Reebok, and that's kind of it. Like I haven't really seen any
and I feel
brands
like
just
Reebok's
come
kind
out
of
of nowhere.
carried by question mids too. Like
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't
Like, yeah,
know.
that's the thing. Like yeah, like you saw that whole uproar they made for like the yellow toe, like the yellow toe
Yeah,
question made and stuff, but like it's just not enough. Like I'm sorry, like Allen Iverson hasn't been playing and God knows how long when.
a
Like that's the thing,
decade.
and like
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like can Reebok like throw in some variety? Like this can't last forever. Like I'm sorry. And like Puma,
yeah.
like one collab I did like that they came out with was the Super Mario Sunshine collab. That collab was insane.
Mm,
Like I think the details were fire. You got like the aquamarine looking thing on like the whole Puma logo, and then the little
mm,
Mario accents here and there. I mean, I grew up on GameCube. Like that's just really what it was, just a fat addiction to Super Mario Sunshine, Smash Bros. Like
right.
that's just what it was. But like other than that, man, they haven't been making noise. Just like you said, they jumped into the basketball league, but it's like, dude, at the end of the day, the player's just playing in them. Like he's not sporting it. Like you got Kyle Kuzma, like rocking Pumas, like everywhere and stuff. But like it's that man can barely
Yeah,
hit 20 points a game, bro. Like you know what I
yeah.
mean?
You
Like
need like I don't even. You just need someone like bigger. Like they just need someone bigger, and like the product has to be good at the end of the day. Like people can talk about like, oh, if Virgil didn't do this or Travis didn't, it's like yeah, but at the end of the day, if it looks good, like regardless
yep.
of the cosign, like if the product's not good, it doesn't matter. So
At the end of
I
the
guess
day,
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
But I think every brand knows where they are. Like New Balance knows they're not going to like overtake Oh, that's another shoe the Momo boys wear. The New Balance 990, the grays or like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
TikTok
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
girls.
exactly the pair.
Yeah,
The silver pair, the gray pair, like that pair
yeah,
is just absolutely like just in the gutter
that's
right now.
it.
Just everyone's got them. Like, and like the
Yeah,
thing
that's
is
a
like the
thought shoe,
retail's too
bro.
high. I'm very surprised like New Balance is getting the way they are because like at the end of the day, man, the premium materials are there and stuff, but like
That's the thing.
$180
Like the
for
quality is there.
GRs,
Yeah,
$180 for GRs, man. Come
yeah,
on. Like $180 that you're gonna wear them twice and then not be able to get 90 beans for them. Come on, bro. Like, you
yeah.
know, so
So I guess we'll see. But um, all right, I guess we can get into these top sneakers and then be done with it.
perfect.
So first, I just talk about the sneakers I did not get this year. So you pulled one of them out, Strange Loves. I would, that's the shoe, like you said, it's beautiful. I don't know if I would wear it either, just because like I don't like being like, oh, it'll get dirty because like certain shoes to me just like there's a difference between like dirty or like a little bit dirt on the midsole or crease, and then it's like that's velour. Like if that gets dirty, like it's cooked, like it's over. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
I agree.
I don't know how wearable it really is, but like beautiful craftsmanship, storytelling, all that.
For sure.
Mocha ones, believe it or not, like I do have the Travis ones, but I think like the Mocha is like I love that black toe color blocking. It was I think the brown was a little different, but like it still was a cool shoe. Dior ones, just we'll see what happens with that. Like I don't know if other luxury brands are going to get into, someone with Nike or Jordan or whoever, like we said, Prada and Adidas happen. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see. Chunky Dunkies. I don't know how you feel about those.
I mean,
Oh, he
bro, definitely one of my
he'll show
favorite
you how he
sneakers.
feels about them.
Listen, like I don't necessarily drop more than like 400 or 500 on a personal pair, but I had to pay 850 for these. And like I just love the
Listen,
craftsmanship. I
man,
don't know,
you gotta
like
do
just
what you gotta do.
the whole like randomness about like that's the thing, yeah. Like we have the option as like consumers to sell other products that we own to buy what we like. And
Mhm.
that's exactly what I did. I offed a bunch of pairs just, just so it wouldn't put a dent in my pocket. And the thing is like it reminds me a lot of the what the dunk, like just the randomness of the shoe is just awesome. Like who would have known that like Ben and Jerry's was even going to come up with something like
Um,
this? Like you just never know. I mean, Nike
exactly.
has the power to do the unthinkable, and it's a beautiful thing, dude. I mean, I don't know. So that's definitely in one of my top five shoes for sure, bro.
For sure. This one, a lot of people didn't like, but the the Union Fours. How do you feel about those? Garbage?
Not really a huge fan of them. I mean, I got a pair
Mhm.
of each of them. I paid resale for them, but like I made my cake off them, just resold them for more, just waited a little. I don't like the
Yeah,
foldable tongue. It makes it look like an Air Flight 89, but just I don't know. It's just it looks kind of corny to me. Just they
yeah. I
tried a
think
little
that
too
was the
hard.
main contention with a lot of people, and like they say, oh, you have the option to flip it up, but even when you flip it up, it's like it has the holes from where it used to be stitched down.
Exactly.
So
You
I
still
think it's
see it.
cool, but
Like at the
that's
end of the day,
yeah, it's just not a shoe I would pay resale for. That's something I like. That's how I kind of gauge
yep.
stuff. Like if I got it for retail, probably would I've kept it like long term. Probably not, to be honest. But
Yep.
Off White 4, I still want that shoe. I know that was a shoe that kind of brought everybody out too, but I really like it. And unfortunately, it was a
Yeah,
woman's
yeah.
shoe. I
Oh,
wear a 12 in men's, so it's like a 13 and a half in women's. Like 13 and a half wasn't even on sneakers. Like I was going to just go for like a 13 and try and like fit my foot in it, but that resale for like the big men's sizes, like it's out of here. Like it's
oh no,
over.
it's
Like I'm
extraordinary. I agree. It's not worth it. Yeah. At the end of the day, you could buy some better sneakers with
sorry.
that same bread. So,
Or multiple better sneakers. Like
no, yeah, I agree.
yeah, that's too much money. Off White fives. At first, I was really on the fence about the black pair. I don't really care for the cell pair, but the black
Really?
pair to me, like when I seen a lot of people actually rocking them, and like throwing the white or cream laces in them and took the lace lock off. Like in like fives, like the reason I don't buy like a lot of higher number Jordans, like I buy like sixes is probably the highest I really go, or like sevens, but
Okay.
fives, like they look good, but like they're just so bulky. The tongue is huge. Like the way your jeans
100%.
lay on, it's just weird. So like when Virgil cut it down, made it thinner, made the tongue thinner and all that, and like gave it that aged yellow look. Like I wasn't a big fan of like the holes on it, but since they're not like literal, you can't put your finger through them. Like yeah, that shoe. I wish I got them when they were like 500 in my size. Now they're like a
Yeah.
thousand.
Now
So
I'm just so surprised then that you neglected the sale pair, man. Because oh, I
I
think
don't
they
know.
hit
Like
different.
they're good, but like if I had to pick, like if someone's like, you could have one of these for retail, I'm getting the black pair, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
understandable. They go with
then,
everything.
yeah, and like, again, to the like the wearing them more, like I know they're pre-yellowed and stuff, but the sale, I don't know. I feel like I also, like, I'm trying to judge these shoes off of videos. Like, I'd have to see them in person, to be honest. I haven't seen any of
Okay.
these in person, except the Union Force. And then the last one I said was, we can't not talk about the Grateful Dead SBs, right? Like,
Yep, I agree.
that brought, like, when you talk about a lot of these shoes, like bringing people out, like the Dior's, the Chunky Donkeys, the what else brought a lot of people that weren't really in the shoes? I feel like those were the main ones, but the Grateful Dead's too, like all the kids I went to with in high school were probably going crazy over those, that always wore the tie-dye shirts to school with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
That
skull
are
on it and
huge
everything.
fashion.
Like, yeah, those were dope to me. I like the yellow pair the best, to be honest. Then maybe like
Okay.
the orange pair and then the green pair last. The green and blue, I just didn't really
Yeah, it
rock with
looks
it that
kind of
much.
tacky. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
I
that was
feel like it's a
definitely
good
dope.
shoe, but I feel like they overdid the fur. I just feel like the fur's just way too thick. Like if they did it like
Too high too. Like it comes off the shoe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like if they did it more like the three bears pack, like the baby bear, the mama bear, the dad, the papa bear, whatever. Like I feel like it would have been a bit cleaner. But they were almost impossible to get, man. Until this day, I don't really see people with any of the three colors, like the skate shop
I don't
exclusive
see
orange. Like
anyone wearing them. Yeah.
that's the thing.
It seemed
So,
like a influencer shoe, to be honest.
oh, I agree.
So, but all right, real quick. I know this is, like I said, way longer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm gonna just get into like my personal like top
Oh,
five for the year that I actually got. So I like
okay.
these a lot. I
I
know
get
these
it.
are probably not on anybody's list, but this green is like, green's my favorite color, and like this shade of green, the Spartan Dunks, like I don't know, it's great. It wasn't, I didn't get them for retail, but it's like I paid like 250, which is like whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
I agree.
these became the hidden NY fought shoe, and I didn't even know it. Like the Ame
Great shoe,
Leon
though. Great
Dore
shoe.
550s. These are, bro, believe it or not, like I've worn these more than like some shoes I've had for like years. Like I wear these just to throw on, and like they go with everything. And surprisingly, like a good amount of people, I know they were like it was like a raffle,
Oh,
and some people, apparently you could enter for like all four, but I didn't really like, I like these in the green, but I was just like, I'm gonna get the gray. I feel like everybody's gonna get it, but yeah, I
yeah, no,
ended up
that green
getting
is
picked.
iconic. And I
Yeah.
feel like that shoe takes a lot of aesthetic from like the Virgil, like Louis Vuitton trainer sneaker. It looks
Hmm.
exactly the same. If you really,
So people were saying that, but at the same time, this was actually like, they said like a retro from like '89 or something, a
it's been a
basketball
very long
shoe.
time.
So it's like, I'm sure they took some like cues from it, but I definitely like the shoe, and I like that Virgil Louis Vuitton trainer too, which is another MoMA boy shoe, believe it or not. But this is a recent pickup. Stussy Air Force Ones. Got these on the the actual Stussy site, believe it or not. Like, I think they only sold them at the stores and on their actual website. The only ones that came out at other stores was the black pair, but I didn't really like the black pair, so happy to get
Yeah,
those
no, great
retail
pair though. I like them a
boys.
lot.
And then shoe we talked about. Maybe actually I don't think we did talk about it. The
No, we
Travis
actually did not talk
SBs, of
about
course.
great pair.
This, like, even if Travis's name wasn't on it, I would buy the shoe. I know a lot of people say that about a lot of shoes, but like this like it's literally like just that pale pink swoosh on the outside, the what do you call it? The bandana print, the suede, like the little flannel on the inside. Like, this is a beautiful shoe.
Great
We
shoe,
won
the
it
fastest
once, but
quality. So you got those for retail?
hell no.
Uh,
Had to pay that
that's why I
ticket,
was like,
bro.
because you
Nah,
said these are my top
I think I'm
sneakers that I got
yeah.
for retail. I was like,
Oh no. These are 5 sneakers I bought and kept for myself.
okay,
The only
okay.
ones I got for retail actually were the Stussies and the New Balances actually. Travis's I pay resale for. The Dunks I pay resale for, and then another pair of Dunks we talked about. Syracuse.
Oh,
Got
great
these for
pair.
like $250. Wasn't going to
Not
pay any
bad.
more than that. And now you see like
Brand
they're
new?
like 600. So
You buy them brand new at 250?
yeah. All these I bought brand new. The only
Wow.
shoes like I've bought used will be like old retros that like I can't get like brand new unless they're gonna like my Chicago's, my breads. I bought a pair of breads from '94 actually. That should be on this list technically, but it didn't come out
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, for
So
real. How you gonna neglect those? One of
yeah,
the best pairs of all
yeah,
time.
yeah, bro. That leather is like I know people talk about oh the leather's not the same as it used to be. Like the leather on that '94 is like it makes you want to cry, bro. It's so
Yeah, no,
nice.
it's just like the Jordan 3s that were made in Italy. Forget it,
Yeah,
bro. Like 2003 True Blue. Oh my God, man. That is the best leather I've touched on Jordan ever.
I gotta check that out. As opposed to the 2016 pair, which I heard was like garbage.
Yeah, I
Apparently, I
got that
don't know.
pair too, but I just like True Blues, like, and with the Nike Air on the back, forget about it, bro. It's always great. Like,
For all right, so if you want to get into yours,
all right, perfect. So I would say like number one by far. I mean, the airship tag might as well just show them off a little again. Like, we haven't seen a pair of these since like '84, and then recently, like they dropped the
yeah.
bread colorway that's not doing too well. I mean, it's still in the 600
So
mark, but
that
fucking
surprised me though,
yeah,
because
like
when
that's what
it,
I'm saying. Like, how are you gonna? I don't know. Yeah, how are you
it's
gonna
weird,
want a white and red pair better than the black and red original color?
and I
Whatever.
think they only
This is
came out
definitely
in like 2 stores or something. Like the bread pair was mad rare. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I mean, I
um,
don't know how people are neglecting them and shit. I mean, the shape of this 1985 like retro is just unbelievable. Like the leather's
that
insane. Like
looks
there's even
great, bro.
crease. Like that's one thing I don't like though. I mean, I like creases on my stuff and
Somewhat creasing, yeah.
yeah. Like as long as it's not too bad and stuff. But like the thing is like the shoe is just way too stiff. Like that's one thing that
hmm
Jordan could have done a little bit better. Definitely. My second sneaker of the year, definitely the Jordan 1 Dior. I mean, the impact between like a high luxury brand just dealing with a basketball brand is just immense.
hmm
Like we were talking, the whole Prada line followed by Adidas didn't hit, didn't do anything. I mean, at the end of the day, like they tried to go with like the sleek and simple like colorway and
hmm
stuff of the superstar and just add the little Prada logo on it. I mean, the leather's crazy. Don't get me wrong. I did see them. The leather's amazing, but 500 for a superstar? No, thank you. Then
Yeah,
I showed these before. This is top three, I would say. This is number three. Like the design, the quality, like you're not gonna find Calfer on any of these new releases and
nothing.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
What else? I mean, followed by the Ben and Jerry, I would say the Nike SB Civ list. The thermal,
that was a
like the
dope
thermal
shoe.
map, like those were beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Don't put it in the
impossible to
microwave.
get. They were impossible to get. Like I didn't try for them. That's probably like the next new release I'll pay resale for, like depending if it lands in my hands. The Jordan 3 UNC University of Carolina, absolute beautiful
Slept on
sneaker.
show. Slept on.
Yep, slept on shoe
I'm
during
mad I didn't
release.
grab a pair.
I bought 12 pairs, first come, first serve on release, just driving everywhere, Jersey, picking these pairs up. Unfortunately, I sold them too early. Sold them at like 275, 280 a piece. Like now they're at 400.
Yeah.
It makes me sick. Like it is what it
Yeah.
is. Then honorable mention. Just picked these up this morning right before we met up. I paid
Most,
resale. I paid 330. It is what it is. I mean,
that's not
shoe drop.
bad. They're about to be at 400 already.
Oh, it's not bad at all. I mean, they're at a steady like 430 all of a sudden. Like this happened overnight. I would say, and then definitely after the Mocha, I would say the Jordan 4 Fire Red Retro. I sold all my pairs, so unfortunately I can't really show you guys. But
Mhm.
you haven't seen the retro since 1989. The Nike Air on the back, the whole shape of the
Yeah.
shoe was amazing. Like the quality of the shoe was dope. Like expect them to be touching over 300, 350 next year. Am I willing to wait? Not really. So that's just what it is. Um,
For
and
sure.
then we got the Jordan 6 DMP, like absolutely perfect.
I forgot about that.
Like the retro, just literally absolutely
And it
the
hasn't come
exact
out since
same.
the pack. Yeah.
Yep, since 2000, what, 2005. And like
Yeah.
and if
Like
you look at
06,
it,
I think.
yeah, '06. And like at the end of the day, man, you look at the back tabs on most Jordan 6 DMP, they're
That gold
absolutely
just
destroyed.
pops.
The
Yeah.
Jordan 11 is just so shot unless it's brand new. Like I just like how Jordan was able to like the thing is like people are neglecting it because it's not limited and like because it's not going for
Yeah.
$400. But give it a year or so, man, those things will do numbers. Like the shoe,
For
the
sure.
craftsmanship is absolutely perfect, stuff like that. I got another sleeper here too. A lot of people slept on. I got like 12 pairs of these Ruhan Wangs, one of my favorite pairs actually to drop this year.
I actually have no idea what that is.
Yeah, man, these dropped basically like on Earth Day collection of this year. Like last year, man, you had they used the same fly leather, like literally just doesn't crease, like doesn't beat up. Like the shoe's so much more lightweight, and like Ruhan Wang is like
Where did these drop at?
these dropped everywhere, bro. I mean, this pair I got on sneakers, but I've been buying other pairs off resale and stuff. Like they're not doing crazy numbers. They're at like 160, 170, but the details are insane, man. Like literally,
Yeah,
like you
those
just
are
can't beat the
crazy.
details on these. So sleeper shoe for sure, bro. And like it's really it. But like at the end of the day, man, like at the bottom of my top 10 list is definitely these. Like I think Jordan
Those
out
are amazing.
like I just think that like Jordan, I don't know, like with certain retros has been doing a great job. I mean, is it messing up the people that have the samples? 100%. You look at the Michigan
Mhm.
PE5, the Oregon 5 that dropped
Yeah.
this year, like, but that's the
The
thing, like,
UNC3,
yeah, yeah,
UNC4s
like
are supposed to come out next year. Like,
I already pre-ordered a handful of pairs, man, like under retail too. Like I got a
oh,
boy, man.
that's
Shout
lit.
out Boro. You know how it goes. But yeah, man, that's really my top 10, bro. Like we've had some great hits or misses. Like not everything has to be hyped to be a great sneaker. You know what I mean? So
For sure.
all that's my top 10 right there. So that's really it.
Definitely. All right, man. Well, I think that does it. This was like almost 2 hours. I'm gonna have to edit a lot out. I mean, we talk too, so it's like it's gonna be hard to edit some
That's the
stuff
thing.
out,
Yeah,
but
dude, we really chopped it up. So that's just how it was supposed to be.
but yeah, so that'll be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, V, for joining me for this first episode of Sneaker Talk Jersey Edition. And if you guys know anybody else from Jersey, that's a huge, or they don't have to be that big, but like someone who's in the know, resells, collects, whatever with sneakers, has knowledge that, you feel like would be good for this, we'll get them on here next year after Q1.
Yes,
So
sir.
that'll be it. And you guys be great. Enjoy your new year and, keep grinding, stay positive. 2020 is over, but, time's just a, I don't want to call it a construct, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in
it's
our
like an
heads. Like
illusion. So at the end of the
yeah,
day, we
life's
got to
not going to just change overnight. So you got to put
yep.
that work in.
And we also got a huge 2021 already just popping up. January is going to be crazy for sneakers, February.
Nuts.
So,
Yeah,
there's no time for breaks in this game. So, thank you everyone for
for sure.
watching. Victor got sold out, man. Shout out the homie. Thank you very much for having me. And it was a pleasure
Yeah.
chopping it up.
All right, man. You be good. All right.
All right, take care, brother. Thank you very much, bro.